Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here because we're always getting a ton of new subscribers, welcome. My name is Erin. I love to do pretty much everything fiber art related, crochet, knitting, rug tufting. I also run my own small business dyeing hand-dyed fibers. So if you guys are interested, I'll leave the link down below for my own small business shop. You can see all the different colorways that I dye and that I sell. Yeah, it's officially the start of 2024. We're already in the first week of January, which means I'm gonna come at you guys hard. I'm gonna bring some crochet knitting inspiration. I thought today it'd be really fun to just kind of sit down, do a little bit of a yarn haul because this video is sponsored by Hobie. And in order to get our little creative juices flowing, I really just want to kind of like quickly gloss over a handful of different quick and easy crochet projects that have a lot of color, a lot of fun, a lot of pizzazz, because we need to come into 2024 hot and heavy. I'm going to give you guys ideas, inspiration, motivation. But without further ado, let's first start off with the yarn haul. I'm going to be working with Hobie on part of their No Shades of Grey campaign, which essentially means, you know, we're still in the winter months and winter can be a little bit doom and gloom, a little bit gray, but that doesn't mean that our crochet makes or knit makes have to be dark, lackluster. And instead, I just want to be bringing the color, the joy, the spark of life. Because if you guys have been here with me on my channel for a minute, then y'all know I have a really big bad habit of just making very eclectic, colorful pieces. And today is no different. So let's break open the bags. So I've just opened up my packages. Can you guys already tell what's gonna happen here? Now, I know you guys are probably thinking, Erin, you said at the end of 2023 that you wanna make more solid color, more earth tones, more everyday neutral wear. For once in my life, I will not be making a crochet garment. I actually want to dibble and dabble a little bit more into like possibly home decor, whether that's pillows, blankets, rugs, wall art, tapestry. At the moment, my boyfriend and I are currently looking to move very, very soon into our own spot, just the two of us. So I figured this was kind of like the perfect time, perfect place to start making crochet goodies for our future home, our future apartment. And it starts with color, but I thought I would just pick out a bunch of different colors in the Hobie Amigo line. This is Hobie Amigo. It is 100% acrylic. It has a really gorgeous standard ply, just a little bit of fuzzing and fluff to it. Nothing too crazy though, so I feel like this is kind of like the perfect standard everyday go-to acrylic. You get 50 grams or 191 yards per little skein. I also really do like using 100% acrylic for more home decor pieces because they're not going to get a lot of wear and tear. They're kind of more so just there for aesthetic. So the first set of colors that I've chosen are a little bit more on the blue side. You've got more of like this navy-esque blue and something that is a little bit like more muted, more teal-ish green. We're gonna go a little bit more green. Y'all know I'm a big fan of the blues and the greens. Here are the next set of colors. Again, we have a little bit brighter of like a sage green right here. And then this one packs a punch. It is very vibrant, ton of pigmentation. This is more of like an emerald foresty green. We went with a little selection of fluorescents. Now, I'm not too sure how I'm going to be mixing all of these colors in together, but I felt like just a few rows to add in these really insane pops of fluorescent color was really going to help the project to stand out. So I've chosen this fluorescent neon orange. We've got a very, very fluorescent flamingo pink. And of course, we had to pick out some green, so I went with this very bright lemony lime fluorescent color with more of a standard green fluorescent shade. So this is what they look like. And the camera is definitely doing it justice. These babies pack a punch. To see these in person, I'm very pleasantly surprised to see how, honestly, just how much these colors glow. So I decided to pick up a few shades more on the yellow side. We've got more of like this burnt mustard shade, as well as like this sunflower shade. It's not fluorescent, but it still has a ton of vibrancy to it. Moving it right along, I do have a few pinky purpley shades. So this is what we've also picked out, more of a deeper plummy burgundy shade, and then kind of like a muted pastel pink. It's a little bit more cooler tone, so I really like that. It's not too feminine. We've kind of got a really great mixture of colors right here. These are the two shades of like neutral browns that I've chosen. This one right here has a lot more warmth to it, kind of giving me like warm camel vibes. And then this one right here is a lot more cool toned, a little bit more muted. This is like your go-to everyday beigey shade. So this is the very last shade or colorway of the Amigo line that I picked out. And again, I just wanted, neutrals. I do have a few other lines of fibers that I want to just kind of showcase really quickly here. So the next line of fiber that I have right here is the Hobie Winter Glow. The Hobie Winter Glow is 51% wool and 49% acrylic. So it's a really great blend of fibers. Definitely more on the cozy, toasty side. And let me tell you guys, the Winter Glow on their website have so many gorgeous colorways, but I really wanted to pick out this colorway in the Winter Glow because I felt like although it is still a little bit muted, it doesn't have anything too crazy on the color scale. You do still get little bits and bobs and pops of colors. Still kind of on the muted palette. Still kind of on the muted palette for winter. We don't want to stand out too much for the wearables, but we're still gonna get a little bit of color and pizzazz with our outfits. I have been so obsessed with the Hobie Friends Kid Silk. The Hobie Friends Kid Silk is literally a 72% mohair, 25% silk, and 3% wool fiber. So naturally, she is a number 0 lace weight fiber. Very thin strands. I would highly suggest either double stranding or even triple stranding with the Friends Kid Silk to make a garment. But this would also be a really great option if you guys just wanted to double strand this with something like the Hobie Winter Glow. You're still gonna get that pop of color and the texture from the Winter Glow, but on top of that, you're gonna get that little bit of an added warmth and fuzziness with the Friends Kid Silk. So yeah, that's gonna wrap up the little bit of the yarn segment that I have for you. I'm gonna take a little break, eat lunch, and then I'm gonna come back and we're gonna go over a ton of very colorful, fun, why am I getting tongue-tied? We're gonna go over a ton of different, very colorful, fun, eclectic pieces that you guys could make around the home. Stuff that is very basic, very simple to make on any crochet skill level, but things that are really gonna jazz up your home space and get you guys in the mood to create. So I'll be back, we're gonna eat. Yeah. Alrighty, the sun's gone down a bit, so the lighting's a little bit different, but it's a few hours later. I put together a fun little list of items that I would love to make. Now this is kind of centered more towards like scrap yarn type of projects or just any yarn that you really have laying around. A lot of these also have a ton of color and like different textures in there, so take that for what you will, considering the fact that I just picked up very colorful acrylic yarn. All of these projects will pretty much be perfectly geared towards that. So the very first category that I want to talk about is crochet rugs. Some of these are insanely beautiful, and I like that I picked out a few different styles. So this first one, it kind of has like a free-handed, free shape form. You can kind of just start with a circle, add on different stitch lengths, different colors, create chains, attach them together, kind of just put together like a big scrappy mess. But the larger that you make it, the more that it kind of makes like a centerpiece on the floor. So I really like more of that free-handed rug type of design. This one is really cool because it has a little bit more of a simple, more of like a simple structure. You're kind of just going to be creating rows of single crochet, double crochet, whatever your length, double strand, triple strand, change out the colors. And because it's just a square, or like a super large rectangle, pretty much anybody could make this with their scrap yarn. I also really like the fact that they added on the fringe. So again, that's another really great way to kind of eat up your scrap yarn. You guys could even like braid or twist the fringe to give it a little bit more of like a border look. Now, for those of you who have like a ton of scrap yarn, especially like really thick, chunky, jumbo, bulky weighted yarn, this rug would be perfectly geared towards that. And the best part is that it kind of just looks like a perfect circle. So as long as you guys know how to build that foundational circle and add on increasing rows, You can kind of make it look a little bit stripy. Again, you could throw in a couple rows with like some super textured mohair fiber, throw that in there, give it a little bit of extra pizzazz every few rows. Again, you can add on as little or as many rows as you would prefer. For our next category, we're gonna be talking crochet poofs. Now, if you guys go on Pinterest like I did, there are so many free patterns. I literally just pulled these photos, and depending on the type of stuffing, whether you want to use polyfill or like physical poofs and then like crochet on top of it, you can kind of make it any shape that you're looking for. So I'm a sucker for more of like the rounded style poofs. They will take a little bit more finesse when it comes to taking that rounded shape versus something that has more of a square shape. The really fun thing with the square poofs is you could make basic rows of double crochet, triple crochet, stripes. You could also use granny squares and just make a bunch of different designs of granny squares, stitch them all together in the square shape, throw your stuffing in there. But something about the rounded poof just gives like a little bit more aesthetic. I also saw on Pinterest that people have been making crochet poofs in like solid color yarn. So if you don't want to go all crazy with a million different colors, you could really just pick like a beige, a white, a taupe, kind of blends into the rest of your home instead of something really crazy and eclectic that's going to stand out. But a poof, I might have to be making a poof this year. Our next category is crochet lamp covers. Something about a crochet lamp cover seems so elevated, so elegant, and kind of like one of a kind, because when I was browsing around on Pinterest, I couldn't find too many different lampshade covers. For the most part, a lot of the covers that I saw were essentially granny squares stitched over the actual lampshade, which I think is a really great way to go. It kind of keeps it modern, but you're gonna get a little bit of like that vintage touch to it. Using granny squares will also keep your project very simple. And again, you can use a couple different colors, or you can go all out kind of like this one. You're probably not gonna get too much actual light in your room because the crochet is gonna cover it up. So for crochet lampshades, I really like more of this boho fringe style that has a little bit more of like that meshy effect. It's a little bit more see-through. I know for sure, like in these photos, when you turn on the light, you're actually going to get a lighted room effect with some type of like lacy design on the walls. It's just like so elevated. It's gonna give your room a whole different vibe. It's kind of gonna give it like a mosaic-y vibe in your room. I'm really digging more of like the more bobbled shape lamp cover. It's just a little bit more unique, a little bit out of the norm, and having that little bit of fringe in there, it kind of gives it a little bit of like that Victorian-esque. Another really great option is to knit a lampshade cover like I have here in this photo. This would be a really great idea if you guys wanted to keep your lampshades very, very simple, kind of basic. Just knit it in stockinette and then stitch it onto the shade. Again, you're not going to get too much light actually coming out of the lamp, but I don't really think that we're worried about functionality here. We're looking at aesthetics and color work. Our next category is going to be crochet drapes. Now, I first had this idea of doing crochet drapes way back when I got a ton of magazines. They were all super vintage from like the 70s and the 80s. And they had a bunch of really tight, like filet crochet drapes. Now, those are gonna take a lot of time, a lot of effort, but I really like the crochet drapes idea because it's gonna be a huge stash buster. Again, you can either go with standard stitches and just kind of work your way up, make rectangles, pull it to the side. You can do stripes, little designs, motifs again, or like this photo here, you could be making a bunch of really colorful granny squares, stitch them together, kind of give it like a funky triangle shape. And I like that with their idea. Again, it's very lacy and see-through, so you're still gonna get a little bit of that sunlight coming into the room, a little bit more functionality, but that lacy see-through effect, chef's kiss. It's so gorgeous. How do you not want to make this? I think just making a few different granny squares, kind of make like really short drapes. You can hang them up in the kitchen so that they're only covering halfway. Again, you can add on that fringe. Now this one's also really cool because it kind of giving you like that drape effect, but it's more so like a tapestry piece. You can get a piece of wood, some driftwood that you find at the beach or even at Michael's, string it through, hang it up on your wall, kind of give you like that faux drape effect. But I'm always forgetting about the fact that I have a ton of wall space, and even though it's not technically something I'm like creating for something, just make a bunch of really fun tapestry designs and throw them up on the wall. The very last option that I found on Pinterest were these like planty drapes. It's not really a drape, it's more of like wall art tapestry, but if you guys wanted to, you could turn it into a drape. Kind of just string it up on that birch wood or whatever, hang it over the top of your windowsill, and you're gonna get like little leaves and flowers hanging down. I think that would be a really great way to kind of spice up, you know, spice up the aesthetic, especially for all my plant lovers out there. I know a lot of us are like plant moms, plant dads. Moving on to the next category, crochet chair covers, crochet stool covers. Are you guys getting where I'm going with this? I'm sure a lot of us, when we're sitting at the dining table, the wood chairs are uncomfortable, your desk chair is uncomfortable. Now, I'm not sure how many of us these days actually have stools in our home. I actually have a stool in my bedroom, but if you have a stool or bench, like a bench at your dining table, but it's nothing outrageous like a blanket or wall hangers. It's a little bit more simple. So if you guys aren't looking to go over the top with your scrap yarn projects, and I have to think that they're super easy to make. You're essentially making, again, that circle design. There's also so many different ways that you could be making the stool covers. You could use the granny stitch, so it has a little bit of that lacy effect, kind of bubbly and popcorny, or you could just use standard stitches, make it really thick and dense so you can't see through it. I don't really have too much to say about the crochet stool covers, but they definitely piqued my interest on Pinterest, so I had to bring them up here. I'm sure a few of you are gonna be like, that's my next to-do list. For the next category of the home decor list, we have crochet mirror covers. And in case that seems a little bit difficult to comprehend, think of it as a crochet picture frame. These couldn't be any more simple, but it's such a great way to jazz up your space. I'm sure everybody's got picture frames in their home or a mirror hanging up in their home. All you gotta do is crochet a simple rectangle, cover it. You can even glue it onto the actual mirror. But again, you're just gonna add a little bit more style, a little bit more seasoning to your life. With this first photo, I really like that although it's simple, you've only got like a solid color frame, they added like a zigzag or like wavy stitch all around the inside border of the frame. It's so creative. I think this would actually be really fun to recreate with just black and white yarn. If you guys are a little bit more modern, a little bit more modest. If you guys want to go above and beyond, you could even do a full length mirror, like a floor length mirror, and crochet some really funky shapes and symbols and patterns and just glue it on to the actual mirror if you're not worried about damaging it. Another really great way to attempt the crochet mirror cover is to just make 2 matching panels and then wrap them around the mirror, single crochet or even slip stitch them together so you're not damaging the mirror. Interestingly enough, I've seen so many rug tufting covers for mirrors, but I never really see any for crochet. So if you guys want to start that trend now, you guys can hop on it, start the wave. Same but different, you could do a crochet picture frame. But this photo really caught my eye because it's kind of giving me, again, a little bit of like a vintage style, a little bit like grandma core, but then they spiced it up by adding some flowers, some blossoms, some leaves to the opposite corners. So you're kind of getting that grandma core in a picture frame. These would be absolutely stunning to make. And if you guys are looking to make really quick gifts, whether it's for birthday, Valentine's Day is going to be coming up really soon. All I'm saying is imagine a crochet picture frame with little crochet hearts on the edges. You're welcome. Put a photo in there of you, yourself, your partner for our very last and final crochet decor inspiration series chapter. Crochet Pet Beds. You're welcome. The second I saw these on Pinterest, I knew this is where some of my scrap yarn will be going to at the beginning of this year. There's honestly so many different styles of pet beds that you could make. Now, if you guys have a standard pet bed, which is just like a big stuffed rectangle, these will probably be the easiest crochet ideas to make. If you guys are looking to step up your game though, give it a little bit of shape, you guys want to give your pet some back support, some head support, then you can kind of go for more of a like crochet basket style. You're still going to have that padding underneath, just crochet a circle and then work straight up to kind of give it that basket design. But with this design, I like that they have that little bit of a cutout so your pet can step in and out of it very simply. This would probably be best used for very thick, jumbo, chunky yarn. Another really fun idea is more of the donut-shaped pet bed. Again, this is gonna take a little bit more finessing because you have that rounded dome shape on the outer edges. But if I was a cat, I would 100% lay in this. It looks so stinking comfortable. I mean, look at the cat. Look at him. Let's just look at this photo for a second. Whoever came up with this crochet doghouse idea, they deserve an award. I don't think I could have ever thought of something like this in a million years. I'm not too sure how they kept the structure of the physical upward shape. Maybe they threw in some cardboard, or maybe they just used very thick, dense stitches. Kind of looks like an actual home. You've got the opening for the animal to come in and out. You've even got the roof on it. Above and beyond on that one. Now this idea blew my mind because again, we have people thinking outside of the box. It's another pet bed, but they've used a hand basket, like a little wicker basket, something you can kind of take with you on like a picnic, on a date, and they just crocheted a cover around it. It's kind of like a basket cover, but it's brilliant because you've got the shape going all the way over the handle. They used bobble stitches. I don't even know what else. I just like that they used a bunch of different designs and different styles. Kind of just very eclectic again, whatever is in the heat of the moment, crochet what you will. This pet bed is giving me Aristocats vibes. If you guys know what I'm talking about, then you're a real one. The very last thing that I found on Pinterest, can we just look at it? 60s, 70s inspired home decor. You've got like that sofa style shape on the back edge. So there's a little bit of back head support. You got a very simple circular round cushion in the center. And then the piece de resistance is the little ruffle curtain edge at the very bottom of the sofa. 2024 might be the year of miniatures because this literally looks like a grown person's couch, but shrunk down for like a little pet. And on top of that, they made little tiny pet pillows. You see what I'm saying? Miniature everything for 2024. Miniature pillows, miniature sofas, miniature dog blankets. So yeah, those are pretty much my big grandiose list of items for everything crochet home decor. The sun is starting to set. I'm losing the lighting here, but please let me know down below in the comments which one of these ideas was your favorite. If you guys are even interested in making any of these crochet home decor items. I know a lot of times I can kind of hyper focus on crochet garments and accessories, but I think it's really important to not only make things for yourself, but things for your loved ones, things for your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your mom, your dad, things for the home. Crochet is not only to be worn, it's to be used and sat on and looked at and admired. Honestly, I do have a few favorites, and once Jordan and I move, best believe our home will be covered with crochet lamp covers. I think it'd be really fun to just string them up and like nail them to the ceiling, just have a bunch hanging down, kind of giving you like Japanese-esque lantern style. How well do you guys know me? Can you guess? Can you guys already tell what I'm gonna be making? If you guys want a free tutorial on it, let me know down below in the comments which home decor piece you want to see me make. Hope you guys are all doing really well at the start of 2024. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and close her out here. Stay safe, keep your hands busy, stay creative. I'll see you all very, very soon. Bye.